My name is Danny and I'm with the customer success team at Figured. Today we'll be talking about consolidated valuations. Consolidated valuations is a feature that will allow you to complete your valuations for all stock of the same type in one go, rather than tracker by tracker. The benefit of this is that it guarantees an efficient and more accurate valuations process. You can enable consolidated valuations by heading into your valuations page. It can be found in the side panel under Accounting, Valuations. Here you'll notice a blue banner across the top of the page. In this section, you'll see a list of items to consider before you enable consolidated valuations. Please note that these may differ depending on which version of our product you are using, as some of them are market specific. Let's take a closer look at some of these items listed now. New Zealand files using NSC valuations will need to be aware that moving forward, the average purchase price used in NSC intake calculations will use the average purchase price from the relevant stock classes from all trackers of that stock type. You will also need to ensure that the NSC default grouping matches across all of the trackers that you intend to consolidate before consolidating the valuations. If the trackers of the same stock type have differing NSC group settings, a warning will be displayed letting you know which stock types have differing groups. The NSC group configurations is responsible for ensuring that the appropriate value per head is selected for the NSC calculation. The value per head from the matching NSC groups will also need to match across all of these trackers, meaning, for example, that if Sheep Rising Year 1 group from Tracker A is valued at $38, and Sheep Rising Year 1 group from Tracker B is valued at $40 for the season prior to consolidating, the Override Values box will automatically be selected and a value will need to be manually entered, as we cannot define which value should be used in the auto calculation. For Australian files using tax valuations, be aware that moving forward, the average purchase price used in tax valuation method will use the average purchase price from all stock of that type. All users need to be aware that once the trackers have been consolidated for valuations, this cannot be undone. And finally, once consolidated, you will need to confirm the valuation settings for each consolidated stock type, which we will take a closer look at in a moment. If you understand and accept these items, then you can click the Consolidate Valuations button. You must then select the first year that you intend to use consolidated valuations for. The newly consolidated trackers will have a valuation settings screen that is virtually identical to that of the individual tracker. The biggest difference being that all of the account mapping for the individual trackers that make up the consolidated valuations will display in this screen. You can see Tracker 1 settings here and Tracker 2 settings here. You still have the same setting options as before, except now the settings will be applied across all of the trackers. This includes your report settings, your default valuation scheme, as well as NSC groups where applicable. When completing end-of-year valuations, the stock numbers across all of the trackers within the file will be totaled from the year that you selected. For valuations completed prior to consolidating, you'll see a tracker selector available. This allows you to view and edit your existing valuations at a tracker level. From the first year of consolidation, the tracker option will no longer be available as valuations will now be completed at a stock class level. There is also now an option to select all trackers when adding management valuations per head. If you already have some custom values entered and try to enter new ones for all trackers, you'll be prompted with a warning that it will overwrite all of the other values. That covers everything for consolidated valuations today. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to pop a message through in our green chat bubble on the right-hand side of your screen.